Hi, and welcome to February's Inspired Messages. So, obviously, January has been a packed month with so much going on around the world, with Trump getting elected and his inauguration, and all the things that he's doing and everything, and then all the wars are still going on. So there's lots and lots of stuff going on. But before I go into the astrology, I wanted to mention that if you've been watching my videos, then I have Uranus transiting my ninth house sun again, the house of travel. Actually, it will be there till March, and I've just been travelling for 2 weeks. And last time it happened was last May, June, and July when we travelled to the UK. When Uranus was also transiting my sun. We had a lot of disruption then, and this time was very similar. So if you're a budding astrologer, obviously, if Uranus is on your sun, depending on where your sun is in your chart, as I say, mine is in the ninth house of travel, foreigners, across the water and flying and all that kind of thing. It rules other things, but Uranus is known for disruption and sudden change, and that again is what we experience. So the first thing was we were late for our connecting flight, so we missed that flight and had to go on standby for another flight, making us actually 2 hours late on our arrival, our destination arrival. So that was, a nuisance, to say the least, because it was kind of a very long day. We left home at 9 and we didn't get to our destination till 6 o'clock. And when you think we're in the same country. So that was that was kind of frustrating. And the next thing was a few days later we had to take a ferry. And the ferry pier was changed due to adverse weather conditions. And not only that, we departed an hour later than we should have done. And the sea was rough. It was a catamaran, actually, and so many people were sick. And it was very, very choppy, very Uranian, actually. And when we arrived, we had to take an open bus up 1 in 10 hills up a mountain, which was hairy. And John lost his hat, which blew off his head. And I couldn't help thinking, golly, Uranus is up to its old tricks. We managed to get food poisoning, and we're both ill for a couple of days. And when we went back, we were expecting a ferry back, and it was a large speedboat. So again, it was a surprise, and I can liken it to I felt like I was on a fairground ride. So, as I say, depending on where your sun is in your birth chart, and if you're a Taurian, I would say if you were born the 14th of May onwards, to when the sun changes sign, which is around the 20th, then you're going to expect the unexpected in the next few weeks, because Uranus is going to go direct again. So that means when it goes retrograde, it goes backwards, and it goes over the same point in the chart. So you have it go over, then it goes back, then it goes over again. And at the moment, it's actually sitting at the same degree as my sun, and it's going to be there, as I say, for another month. So, if you feel like your life is turbulent, and also if you're a Scorpio, from the 14th onwards as well, it will be affecting you because it will be opposite your sun. So you'll also be, experiencing things happening out of the blue. And obviously it can be any area of your life, depending on where your sun is in your birth chart. Anyway, on to February, which is a new month. And although we know that Uranus is still causing disruption around the world, as it is still in Taurus, and that rules money and the land, which is being disrupted with floods and fires in many places around the world. And this actually has an ongoing effect, doesn't it, on farming and growing food, which is also linked to Taurus. So I think we're going to continue with that theme till Uranus moves out of Taurus on a work. This is like mundane astrology. This is around the world. Obviously, it affects us personally as well. So I want to talk about the full moon in Leo, which is going to be on the 12th of February. And this, because Leo is very kind of out there, it's a big energy, so it can bring a dramatic energy, and it can shine really spotlight on creativity, self-expression, matters of the heart, and children, and taking a risk. All that kind of thing is very Leo. And Leo is the sign of the performer, the lover, and the leader. So you can expect emotional revelations, maybe, because this is a full moon, or something and some culmination point, and in areas really tied to maybe personal recognition, romance, and creative projects, and children. And full moons are times of release, so you might feel compelled to work on balancing your personal beliefs and things, and it's a good time to reflect on your goals and determine what needs to be let go of. Then it allows more to come into your life, and more creativity, more love, more fulfillment. So in the full moon chart, the moon is making a trine to Chiron. And if you've heard me talk before, Chiron is the planet of healing. And I think there will be lots of connections to health, lots of announcements, lots of videos, and we do know that obviously the WHO will probably be talked about a lot over the next few weeks. And I actually have a link to a video which may explain why the UK should be leaving, but whether they will or not is another matter. But already the USA, Kenya, and Italy are leaving. So, who else is going to follow? Because it can be, somebody else does it and then other people follow. And they might also have conversations, between leaders. So I'm sure, people do talk, other countries talk to other countries. So anyway, so that's kind of quite interesting. I think there'll be a lot of information coming out, as there is. Particularly on YouTube and Rumble and places like that, not particularly in the mainstream. Also, Mars is making a square to Chiron, which can, Mars is your energy and your drive, so that can mean there's a strong motivation to heal others. So, will we see good people pushing to leave the WHO? There are many doctors speaking out about the harm of pharmaceutical drugs, and what the harm that they do, including the V. Anyway, also in this chart, Mercury is making a square to Uranus, and Mercury is about communication and ideas, thinking. So it can mean innovative new ideas, maybe solutions to problems, the ability to think outside of the box, new breakthroughs and insights. It may also mean people will look and think about new ways of technology, because Uranus does rule technology as well. It may lead to people speaking out about our freedoms, which in the West are being attacked big time. So we can see Trump is thinking outside of the box with his new initiatives, which are coming thick and fast. And whether you love Trump or hate him, he is making drastic changes, and ones that seem to be good for America. So I have actually left a video below of an interview with a guy called Davis Hanson, who is a historian, and he outlines what Trump is doing. And it was a really interesting video, and he made it very simple to understand. And so it might be worth taking a look if you're interested, and sharing it with other people. And Saturn is making a trine to Mars, which is going to help with any projects that need focus, discipline, and planning, which helps with moving us forward. So, on a personal level as well, obviously, but in the on the world stage as well, this is going to help, hopefully, us move forward. And you may have heard me talk about Black Moon Lilith, which I always try and have a look at. And she is kind of known as an activist, somebody who stirs the pot, somebody who won't be put down, somebody who's very strong. And the Black Moon is making a trine to the new moon. So obviously the moon is kind of feminine, isn't it? So we've got two feminine things kind of aspecting one another, and so I think it can give great intuition, maybe aha moments, things that suddenly come to people, and it's also, it may be likely that societal norms are rejected in favour of new ways of doing things, and there is a likelihood of transformation when it comes to emotional wounds with this particular aspect. So that is the full moon, and the new moon is on the 28th of February and will be in Pisces, and has some of the same aspects as the full moon chart. So Chiron square Mars is there, being one of them, and this aspect does give the motivation to heal oneself and also others. So here is another video on health, which you may or may have not seen. It's Dr. Brian Ardis in this interview, and he shows how to heal lots of illnesses, including helping Parkinson's, dementia, and also this problem that we've had in the arm. And I really urge you to watch this video, which is great information, really great information, which could enhance the life of you and the people that you care about. So please have a look at it. I think that's probably the most important video I'd like to share this month. And I also included a video on clove water and the health benefits for you. And it's very simple to do. Basically you put maybe 7 cloves in water, bring it to the boil, let it steep and simmer for 10 minutes, and then you turn it off and you strain it and you drink it. You drink it on an empty stomach, and it's really, really good for you. So have a look at that as well, because we need all the kind of things that can help us. And I think that all the natural things that we have around us, all our herbs, etc., all the natural ways that we can help ourselves. And this is, I thought, really a little interesting video. So Saturn is still trine Mars as well, which gives us the energy, drive and focus to carry out our goals for the future. So that's good that that's still there. And this time Mercury is sextile Uranus. So we can expect more out of the box ideas that are unusual and innovative. And I'm actually sharing another interview with a young man who is an activist for truth and wants to share his message with his young age group. And I think this fits in with the Mercury sextile Uranus. This aspect also represents the genius, actually, and new inventions. But have a look at that video. It's very interesting. And the new moon is also trining Mars, and we need Mars to drive us forward, which we need for the Mercury-Uranus aspect. So we also have the moon squaring Jupiter. So we have to watch out for overindulgence, going over the top, emotionally, because this is the moon. Otherwise, we may regret it. So that's kind of, I think the new moon is quite positive, and obviously the full moon is a time when you get rid of things that you don't want, which leaves room for new things to enter your life. And so with the new moon, it's time to plan what you want for the next 28 days. So, you can sit in the moonlight, although you can't see the moon, you can know that it's there symbolically, and put some music on, and write a list of what you want, what your new moon wishes are. So the rest of the month, so on the 1st, Venus, which is in Pisces, which is a lovely aspect, conjuncts Neptune in Pisces. So this is when you could put somebody on a pedestal, make them out to be something they're not. But it's a very dreamy, romantic, nice aspect to start the month off. Also, you can spend time being creative. As I say, it's nice to be in love, and having a nice social time. I would kind of maybe watch some kind of nice romantic film or something like that, be in nature, do some meditation, and spending time being creative and romantic. So I think that's quite nice. On the 3rd, we've got Mercury, which is in Aquarius, trining Jupiter, which is in Gemini. So this is a trine. Jupiter always wants us to expand. So this, you can think big because it's Mercury, and you can be really thinking about what you want. So focus on the big picture, come up with big ideas that excite you and help you to make new experiences. So the 1st and the 3rd are really good. And then Venus leaves Pisces and enters Aries. So this brings energy and enthusiasm for love and commitment, and you can get excited with your loved one, and enjoy taking the lead, because Venus in Aries is very much kind of grabbing a mate and kind of saying, "You're for me," and going in, making your presence felt. So, and also on the 4th, Jupiter goes direct, because that's been going retrograde, and so with that's going to help. That's going to give opportunities. Things are going to open back up for people. You can focus on pursuing your ideas and plans, and you can be more adventurous. So that's kind of very good. And then the 7th, Venus in Aries, obviously, is going to sextile Pluto in Aquarius. So you can strengthen, because Venus is to do with relationships, so you can strengthen your bonds with others. You can be more comfortable with your loved one, and it's very passionate, really. It might be the moth to the flame. Are you being drawn into something that maybe you shouldn't be drawn into? But passion in relationships can run very high with Venus sextile Pluto. So watch out for that on the 7th. And the 9th, the Sun in Aquarius conjuncts Mercury in Aquarius. So something can finish, something can culminate, when that happens. And this can make you really excited. And also new ideas can come to you. And because, we're talking about Mercury again, I think you need to make the most of that day if you're wanting to do something. Be very positive. And also we've got Mars trining Saturn on that day. And we've got that in the moon chart. So it is a trine, but you'll feel extra disciplined with it, and it helps you find new or old ways to get things done. It's a really good aspect if you want to get things going. Okay. Mars trine Saturn is brilliant. And Mercury in Aquarius square Uranus, and we talked about it in the moon charts. You might be mentally restless and impatient, which can lead to you being impulsive. So avoid that. Don't go over the top. And, don't do anything you might regret. And obviously on the 12th, we've got the Leo full moon, which we've talked about in depth, but it can help you connect to your heart, and you can spend more time with the people that you love or doing things that you love to do. And, your creativity can be great, especially if you are creative. And so this can be a great time for pushing creative projects forward. And it's also a good time for getting attention as well. So on the 14th, Mercury enters Pisces. So Mercury in Pisces greatly increases your intuition, your imagination, and you can focus on creative projects and adventures. So you might prefer to do your thinking alone, or ask for help, or meditate on something. Mercury into Pisces, you can meditate and maybe get the answers. So we jump to the 18th when the sun enters Pisces, and so Pisces is a very lovely sign, and the Pisces season brings great imagination, compassion, empathy, creativity, spirituality. So you could pick, or join some spiritual group, or do a spiritual course, or maybe a venture, and it's, as I say, it's a really good time to strengthen your intuition, and this can help you down the weeks and months ahead. And Pisces people are very empathic, sensitive people, and they have the best intuition, which they tend to follow. And they love music, romance, and fantasy. They can worry lots too, though, and they're usually artistic in some way, shape, or form. But anyway, happy birthday to all those Pisces that are hopefully tuning in today. So on the 19th, Mercury in Pisces is going to be square Jupiter. So this is a square. It's not as easy. So you can be mentally challenged, or you can be confused. So you might want to give your mind a break. And then, maybe just watch a film. On the 23rd, Mercury is in, obviously, Pisces, is trining Mars in Cancer. So you may have plans to work on with this Mercury trine Mars, and ideas that you can work on, that you can put your attention on. They might be old ideas, or there might have been something in the background that you've not done that you thought now is the time to do it. So think about that. Mercury trine Mars on the 23rd, and Mars actually goes direct on that day in Cancer. So Mars begins to move forward again after being retrograde and moving backwards since December. So the lessons, the frustration and the aggravation, will hopefully dissipate, and you can gain more control over your emotions if it affected you that way. Hopefully, if you've actually got Mars in Cancer, you will have felt it more than most. So on the 25th, Mercury in Pisces is going to conjunct Saturn in Pisces. So the mental energy can be incredibly disciplined, and this helps you, really focus on your plans and ideas and make progress with your goals. So that's really good on the 25th. And on the 28th, we've got the Pisces new moon. Well, for us, for the UK, it's just into the 28th. Okay, so for some around the world, it's going to be the 27th. But I'm focusing on the UK. So we did cover this Pisces new moon. So look back if you want, if you want to understand the Pisces new moon again. But it's an excellent time to focus on your creative projects, and you can put your imagination to good use, and you can also pursue the spiritual side of life. So and listen to your intuition, for guidance. So that it's a short month, isn't it? So that's kind of the end of February, ends on the 28th. And so obviously we have the videos that I'd like you to look at and share, please. And they're usually videos that maybe people haven't seen, with good information to share. So I'd appreciate that. And also, please like and share the video, because that attracts more people. It doesn't cost you anything if you like and if you share it and you subscribe. That would be absolutely brilliant. And the affirmation for this month, which we like to say every morning with a hand on the heart, is 2025 is the start of a bright future for the whole world, and I will experience joy and happiness and fulfillment. So 2025 is the start of a bright future for the whole world, and I will experience joy and happiness and fulfillment. So please say that every day. The more of this that goes out in the consciousness, the more it actually happens and activates. So my website is astrologersue.com, and you obviously can see that I do courses. If you look at the courses page, I do courses on astrology and also finding your life purpose, teaching you how to change your life and move forward. And the links are under the video for this, plus the videos are links for the videos that I want to share. So have a good February, and we will meet again in March. And in England, they changed the clocks in March, so the spring will be on its way. So only a few more weeks. It's a short month, as I say, 4 weeks, and they can look forward to more light and more sunshine. And I think actually I know there's lots going on around the world, but I think there's lots of good things, really good things going on around the world. So have a great month, and I will see you again at the beginning of March. So bye for now. Bye-bye.